2 weeks later, wow, go over to the Monster Factory and you've got your hands full that day. We literally have the gorilla versus the goat. Wow, bro, you get to pull the goat. What an experience, man. So give us a percentage. You just pulled Alex Kadetcher. I mean, world top level guy. And now 2 weeks later, you're testing yourself again against the GOAT. Are you at 100% or is that shoulder playing a big factor in this next match?
Um, it's hard to say. There's just no way to know if I was 100%. I felt fine though. I mean, I don't have any excuses as to like I could have been better or, without being in the gym and knowing, how strong I was and kind of testing things. There's just no way to know. We're pulling somebody that I know where they're at versus where I'm at. But, my shoulder didn't really give me any trouble during the match. And, I felt fine. I really felt like I had won a couple times even. Like it was interesting. It was fun.
What was your reaction when you first gripped up with him, man? Was it something different?
No, pretty standard. He was really fair in the setup. He didn't really try to, take anything or do anything, crazy or really fair, just almost like just one of the guys, just at practice, just setting up. His hand felt normal. I mean, for a guy his size, for his hand to feel normal to a guy that's used to pulling 300 pounders, though, that's got to say something. But yeah, he felt normal.
I mean, normal for a 57-year-old man to be pulling like that.
Well, in the setup though, like he doesn't try to take anything. Like he sets up, he no loads, but he doesn't like no load. Like you get a little bit of pressure, you get a nice fair setup. I don't know. He doesn't jostle around any, he doesn't try to play any games. It's just very standard. And yeah.
Was it a big difference between when you pulled Alex Kadetcher from when you pulled John Brzenk? I mean, as far as in the setup.
Oh yeah. Because Alex just kept fighting for height. I kind of knew that was going to happen. Honestly, I thought because I've never pulled a guy that was a long levered top roller that was dependent upon the top roll that wasn't trying to get every bit of height he could in the setup. That's the name of the game. If they can get a 1/8 inch higher on your knuckle, it's a benefit.
So you guys start pulling you and John. What's it like, bro? I saw that first round, bro. You pulled him right over to your side. I mean, you had him 1/2 inch away from the pin. What's going through your head?
In the first round, he kind of stalled me in the center, which I knew wasn't where I wanted to be with John, because I knew that he was a better arm wrestler than me. So yeah, we just it kind of not frustrated me, but I kind of thought I was in trouble, to be honest. And I wasn't really thinking, because I haven't really pulled a guy that would just go deep inside with me in a while. So like I haven't, like even whenever I pulled Todd Hutchins didn't pull inside with me. Todd Hutchins, he back pressured and pulled me outside of my shoulder a little bit. He got to where he just really found a position where I was no longer like this. I was out here like this trying to arm wrestle. Whereas John, we were both just dove in a deep hook. And I had to actually arm wrestle somebody in that position in so long. Like I just kept trying to go sideways. And then if you watch in the second round, I step a little deeper under the table. Like the match starts, it looks very similar. And then I take and step in and turn my shoulders and get a whole different angle. And whenever I'm hitting sideways at that point, instead of hitting across the table, I'm hitting him back towards the corner but I'm still doing it from a very tight position where I'm, and then it started attacking his bicep a little more and, found an angle. And I felt dumb after that because I felt like I could have done that potentially in the first round, but it didn't even cross my mind. I just got, stuck and and then I got confused. Well, I say confused, I made a dumb error. I forgot we were on running fouls and I wanted to restart. So I intentionally elbow fouled and I didn't even realize it was my second elbow foul at this point. So I lost on elbow fouls.
Yeah, and you actually called it on yourself on that one, right?
No, that was a later round.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah. But the thing about it is I knew that there was a chance that endurance was going to be a factor when I called that. I didn't call it on myself, but we had already had a restart, or we'd already had a restart where I had an elbow foul. I pinned him, but I had a foul. And the foul carries over even if you pin him.
Okay.
But they would have caught that on the camera. Somebody would have caught it. And then I would have, wasted more energy just to get a second restart. Or just for them to say, even though I pinned him twice, potentially, that it was a loss because I had 2 elbow fouls. I was like, I'm not wasting any energy on this. This is the second one. Let's move on.
So what is going through your head, bro, when you have John Brzenk a half inch away from the pin, bro? Are you just like, you're just so focused, you want this so bad? But what did it feel like? Was it like a wall? It just stops right there? Like what's the deal?
No, it wasn't yes and no. So John obviously has a really good pronator and a really good hand. So every time you surge to the bottom, he's rotating just a little bit, enough to kick your hand to make it stop. Even though he's not taking your hand, and bending it backwards, it's still, enough to take enough pressure off for him to be able to stop you. Which I've experienced. I mean, that's a lot like the King's move, whenever you get towards the bottom and they rotate. But just different. But I mean, he's a strong dude. I mean, still literally one of the strongest people I've ever pulled inside. If not the strongest guy I've ever pulled inside.
Which that is just nuts, man. At 58 now, and it's just crazy. You just scratch your head like, how is this possible?